Leo opened his eyes as the rising sun flooded the plain with a soft golden light. The children, still in their sleeping bags, began to stir, excited about the day ahead. Leo, as a good explorer, had a plan for them. Today, they were going to meet a giant dinosaur. "Wake up, my budding explorers," he exclaimed, jumping from his campsite. "We have a great adventure ahead of us." The children, all excited, rushed to put on their shoes and pack their things. "What are we going to see today, Leo?" one of them asked impatiently. "Today, we are going to meet the majestic Diplodocus," Leo replied, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "He's so big that he seems to touch the sky with his incredible neck." The children seemed captivated. They were already dreaming with stars in their eyes, imagining the size and splendor of such a prehistoric animal. They set off with Leo, crossing the plain where the tall grass tickled their legs. All around, nature woke up. Birds sang, insects buzzed, and even a light breeze blew among the trees, filling the air with a delightful freshness. When you meet the Diplodocus, remember that he is as curious as you are, but above all, very peaceful, Leo explained. Don't make any sudden movements, and you'll see it will be an unforgettable experience. As they moved further into the plain, the children saw something in the distance. Something was moving slowly, a massive figure that looked like a living mountain. It was the long-awaited moment. The Diplodocus was there, emerging from the ferns like a wonder of nature. The children, fascinated, cautiously approached, keeping their voices low not to frighten the giant. Leo gestured for them to stay close to him. In front of them, the Diplodocus continued to peacefully eat the high-hanging leaves. "Look closely at his neck," Leo whispered. "It allows him to reach the tallest leaves of the trees, those that other dinosaurs could never reach. It's like he has his own built-in ladder." The children exchanged amazed looks. They watched carefully every movement of the Diplodocus, who used his long tongue to catch the leaves with impressive precision. "He's huge," murmured a child, eyes wide. "How can he be so big and so gentle?" Leo smiled and explained, "The Diplodocus are like the gentle giants of nature. They are herbivores, meaning they eat only plants. They always move in groups to protect themselves and take great care of each other." The Diplodocus looked at them calmly with his large, expressive eyes, as if he understood every word Leo was saying. It made them feel privileged, like invited into the heart of an ancient secret. Leo added, addressing the Diplodocus, "Thank you for showing us that greatness can go hand in hand with gentleness." The dinosaur slowly wagged his tail, as if discreetly nodding. Leo and the children remained silent, letting the moment settle like a precious memory they would cherish forever. Despite his impressive size, the Diplodocus was a true example of serenity, deeply touching all the explorers of the day. After spending time with the Diplodocus, marking each moment in their memory, Leo invited the children to sit on a pile of rocks to discuss what they had just experienced. "What does this encounter with the Diplodocus inspire you?" asked Leo with a smile. "Did you learn something new today?" The children exchanged looks before almost unanimously exclaiming, "Gentleness and cooperation." One child explained, "Even though he's very big, he's not scary at all. On the contrary, he seemed so gentle and calm, even curious to see us." "Yes, and he's so attentive to everything around him," added another, bubbling with enthusiasm. "It's like he could teach us patience." Leo nodded, satisfied. "Exactly. The Diplodocus teaches us that sometimes the largest creatures are also the most peaceful. He also reminds us of the importance of living together, helping each other to overcome dangers." They continued to talk about what they had seen and felt, imagining what it would be like to live among the dinosaurs in such an ancient era. The landscape around them, vast and green, seemed ready to welcome these reflections, like a silent and attentive backdrop. "Dinosaurs like the Diplodocus can teach us as much as any book," concluded Leo. "They survive thanks to their way of life and their capacity to adapt. We should remember that." With a look toward the horizon where the Diplodocus had disappeared, the children felt filled with renewed admiration for nature and its unknown mysteries. Each moment spent here transformed into a life lesson they would carry with them. The children wanted to learn even more about this extraordinary Diplodocus. Their curiosity seemed endless, as if they were thirsty for every detail about this majestic creature they set out to explore further. Leo took out his notebook and began drawing the Diplodocus as they had seen it. One child, fascinated by the drawing, commented, "It has such a small head for such an immense body. Why?" "That's a very pertinent observation," replied Leo, tracing the outlines of the Diplodocus's head on the paper. "Its head may seem small compared to its immense body, but it allows it to easily shift the tension of its long neck. This way, it can eat peacefully without excessive fatigue." The children observed, impressed by the natural ingenuity of this creature. Every detail Leo shared added a new layer of understanding and fantastic to this encounter. "Does its tail also serve a purpose?" asked another curious child. "Absolutely," Leo replied enthusiastically. "Its tail is like a balancing instrument. It helps it stay stable, just like a tightrope for an acrobat. And sometimes it also serves to swat away flies or to defend itself." This image made the children laugh, imagining the Diplodocus using its tail to dance in the forest, chasing away the small hopping creatures. With these new discoveries, they felt even more admiration for their new long-necked friend. They felt blessed to be able to observe such a creature in its natural habitat, witnessing the hidden delicacy in such an imposing species. They promised to note every detail in the evening, remembering these magical moments so that nothing would be forgotten. This encounter had changed them in a way they could not yet fully understand. The day was advancing, but the children still wanted to etch more memories in their minds. Even though the Diplodocus had already left their sight, its impact remained in their hearts. Leo, seeing their enthusiasm, suggested a continuation. "How about discovering a bit more of this incredible environment? Nature is full of surprises, after all." The children, delighted to prolong their adventure, eagerly agreed. Together, they ventured deeper into the plain, drawn by the sounds and smells of bustling life surrounding them. As they walked, they saw footprints left in the ground, giant dinosaur tracks that had traveled this path before them. Each footprint was like a mysterious painting from the past. "Imagine where these tracks could lead us," suggested Leo with a mysterious glint in his eyes. "Perhaps to other great mysteries or to yet unknown creatures." These words fueled their overflowing imagination. What could be beyond the next hills or behind the silver rivers where the light reflected in multiple rainbows? Little by little, the group continued on their way, attentive to every hint of prehistoric life still perceptible. They picked up a colorful feather, a sparkling stone, everywhere memories they would take with them. As the sun began to slowly set on the horizon, Leo declared, "This is the end of our adventure for today. But remember, nature always has more stories to tell." Together, they returned, their pockets full of discoveries and their hearts overflowing with precious memories. They committed to share what they had learned and to preserve this ancient world, all while dreaming of the dinosaurs that had welcomed them with such beauty. Back at camp, the twilight painted the sky with 1,000 shades of pink and gold. Leo lit a fire to warm up under the cool evening air. The children settled around him, their eyes still wide in memory of their incredible adventure. "Now is the perfect time to let our imagination run wild," said Leo, while distributing marshmallows to roast. "What do you say we imagine what we might discover the next time we come here?" The children, delighted with this magical idea, began to paint pictures with their words. "Maybe a pterodactyl soaring above our camp, drawing circles in the sky," one of them suggested. "Or a triceratops coming to drink at the river with its dazzling horns under the sun," dreamed another small voice. Leo listened attentively to each word, noting the stories the children invented. "And why not a Tyrannosaurus rex who, like us, marvels at the stars at night?" he added, his eyes sparkling. They spent the evening telling stories, drawing their encounters again, even adding mysterious shadows and Milky Ways that the dinosaurs crossed together. Nature, an accomplice, seemed to participate in their tales, with sounds of owls and the gentle rustling of leaves. "Remember, my friends, the greatest adventure is the one you can imagine," Leo reminded them. "The dinosaurs remind us that the world is vast and filled with fantastic things to explore and respect." As the first stars appeared in the twilight sky, the children snuggled into their sleeping bags, transported by their dreams to new horizons to discover. Thanks to Leo, they had not only discovered the past, but also learned the importance of cherishing our planet and its creatures. And if they listened closely, perhaps they could still hear, melodious in the breeze, the gentle, eternal song of the Diplodocus. Now it's your turn to write the sequel.